Hi everyone, my name is Larry Farino from ACBM Solutions. One of the things that I've heard a lot in the past is using the orchestrator to create item and item branch records. And certainly there's a lot of information out there about how to create a form request, either manually in the orchestrator or through something like the process recorder, where we can create these form requests to add item master records or add item branch records, and then incorporate them as part of an orchestration. But today what I want to do is take a look at an orchestration that adds items and item branch records, but it does it in a way that's a bit more comprehensive. So we have this orchestration here, and it may look a little intimidating at first, but we're going to walk through it step by step, and you'll see it's not really so bad. What we want to do is take a look and see if an item master record already exists, then we only want to create the item branch record. And if the item master record does not exist, then we want to create the item master record and the item branch record, right? So to begin, the first thing we need to do is see if the item master record exists. And to do that, we're going to use a data request. So I have a data request set up here against the item master, and it checks to see if the second item number exists in the item master, and it returns the count. So this should be a 0 or a 1, right? If the item master record does not exist, it should return a 0. If it does exist, it should return a 1. So we take those results and we feed it into this rule. So this rule is going to check that record count, and if it's equal to 0, it's going to return true. And if it's not equal to 0, then it's going to return false. So if it's true, that means that we need to create the item master record first and then also create the item branch. And if it's false, then we're only going to create the item branch. So let's take a look at the true path. We begin by looking at this add item form request. And inside here, we go to the work with item master, we click the add button, and then in the item master revisions, we set all of our item master related fields. And certainly we could add other fields. It's pretty easy and straightforward to update this to include or exclude the fields that we want or don't want. And then at the end, we're going to return the short item number that JDE creates. So then we're going to look up that short item number with another data request to get back the second and the third item number. So that's what this data request is doing. It's querying the item master again, looking at the short item number and returning the second and third item number. And we're going to take that second item number that was retrieved from this data request and pass it into our item branch form request. So our item branch form request works pretty similarly to what you would expect to see. The first thing we do is we come to the work with item branch application, we click add, we add all of our item branch information here and click OK. Go through and confirm, click OK on the primary location screen, and then that brings us back to the item branch plan info screen where we click cancel and exit the application. So individually these pieces are pretty straightforward, but when you put them all together, we're left with a much more comprehensive orchestration that is able to identify whether or not an item master needs to be created and then also create the item branch record as well. So to test this out, I'm going to open Excel and I'm going to bring up our JDE Accelerator application in the ribbon here. I'm going to select our add item branch orchestration and click create template. And what this does is it goes out, looks at the orchestration definition, and it dynamically populates all of the expected input fields and the output fields as well. So I'm going to create a few item numbers here. So we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to do ACBM test item 1. Stocking type is S. And branch plan is 10. Okay. Let's go ahead and copy this down for a few rows, and then we'll update it. So let's do test item 2 here. And we'll create also a test item 3. Got to change these item numbers, so we'll make this one 5678, 5678. And we're going to change these branch plans as well. So we're going to add some 20s instead of 10s on the second row for each of these items. So what we'd expect is for this to go ahead and create the item master records for 1, 2, 3, 4, for 5, 6, 7, 8, as well as a brand new one for this test item 3, and also create the item branch record for all the combinations that we have defined over here. So I'm going to go ahead and click on upload data. Give that a second to run. and we can take a look at the output results where we see whether or not a new item was created for each row. So you can see on the first row, it created a new item, and here was a short item number that it created, and it echoes back out the second item number. For this next row, we can see that a new item was not created because this item already exists, so we just add the item branch record. The third row, we create a new item again, and for the fourth row, we're just adding the item branch for that item. And then finally, for this fifth row, we're creating a new item in item branch, and we're letting JDE Edwards assign that item number, which we can see over here, where the second item number is the same as the short item number. So let's go into JDE and verify this. I'm going to bring up the item master. And if I search for ACBM, we'll see that we have 3 item numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 7, 4, 1, 5, 1, 1. And here's our 3 test item descriptions here. And that matches what we had, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 7, 4, 1, 5, 1, 1. So those all got created. Let's take a look at the item branch records. And here we can see 5 records. We have the 3 items. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 item, and we have it for branch plant 10 and for branch plant 20. We have 5, 6, 7, 8, again for branch plant 10 and for branch plant 20. And then we have our third item, the 7, 4, 1, 5, 1, 1 for branch plant 10. So everything was created successfully. There's no error messages. It knew whether it needed to create the item number or not. And then it also created the item branch record for each of the records. If you have any questions about anything you saw in this video, please feel free to send me an email at lfarino@acbmsolutions.com. Or if you're interested in learning more about our Orchestrator products and services, please visit our website at acbmsolutions.com. Thank you.